sound of being buried in a
This
coffin.
is surely...
What, the ticking
The
sound?
ticking and the sort of blowing wind.
Really?
Yeah.
Nosotros estamos instalados en la
And then the
boca del
voices. The voices come in.
Hello everybody, welcome to the IT Stuff Studio here on BCB 106.6 FM, and in the IT Stuff Studio we have the IT Stuff team who are hopefully prepared to do IT stuff. Because there's a sign out there, did you see it? They've written a sign on the whiteboard out there
Totally
that says,
missed it.
more sport, more listeners.
More sport,
But
more
is it worth
listeners.
Well, I suppose, yeah, more listeners. Yeah, we just, like
You
we're
get
gonna
more
fail,
listeners,
aren't we?
but listeners for sports.
Yeah.
So they're going to switch off when they hear other things.
Yeah, like us. Yeah.
Well, they
You're-
didn't specify which sport.
Oh.
Yeah,
This is-
well, now
yeah.
then, yeah, because you see, like, for example, an e-sport, like Donkey Kong,
Yep.
for example.
That's a big sport.
Huge.
That's one heck of a sport. It's got world records and everything.
Huge.
It's got a referee that looks like a referee. You can count you out if you get knocked down in a
It
fight.
actually does have a referee, that's right. Yeah. They're pretty serious about the stats as well.
I really don't know why these people have latched on to Donkey Kong as being a mega thing.
I have no idea. Is it because it's
There's
really
no,
hard?
There's no cheese. I mean, the problem with a lot of the old arcade games is there's like something simple you can do that lets
Yeah.
you just stay alive forever and
Yeah.
live forever and score whatever you want.
Okay, so it's really hard.
Right?
So it's not that it's hard, it's just that there isn't like a simple thing you can do to beat it. So a lot of the other games have like
Well.
a stupid technique
Okay.
that's quite easy to do.
Is that what you meant by cheese?
That is the technical term.
You see, if you were a world record holder, like, for example, Billy Mitchell, is that
Oh.
the chap's name?
That's his name, Billy Mitchell, the Donkey Kong record holder.
Yeah,
William.
if you were him, maybe you might be found to be cheating by playing it on an emulator instead of a proper arcade machine.
Ooh,
terrible.
Terrible.
And if your fellow world record holders, like, let me get this right, Jeremy Xelnea Young,
Right.
and indeed the other world record holder, Robbie Lakeman, and Wes Copeland, you'd be rather upset about this, and
Yeah.
you'd want him wiped off the all-time world record points list, wouldn't you?
Definitely. Yes.
Funny that, because that's what's just happened.
I don't know how you could possibly cheat. I mean, they've got severe security by demanding that you record it on VHS and stuff like that. I mean, how could anyone possibly break that level of security?
Well, it says here that it's the statistical evidence of the random number generator couldn't possibly be so generous while he's there. So they reckon he's replaying it over and over until he got the right random number seed
Yep.
to lock in his pace, quotes. And it's quotes extremely unlikely, quotes. Anyway, it looks like it's no longer the world record holder anyway, because somebody else has got 1,247,700 points.
That's still a lot of points. I mean, seriously.
It's enough to get us listeners, isn't it?
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
It is sports related.
It is sports related.
You're just reading statistics,
You know,
dropping names that you don't understand.
Yeah.
to be fair, the article that was talking about this, the comment section were people saying, does this qualify as sports? So there you go.
Oh.
No, seriously, there were people going, well, some people get killed over esports.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's the people that try and, like, cross their legs and hold it in for 24 hours,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's not
That's
good.
how I want to die, needing to pee.
Dear, as an insulin-injecting diabetic, let me tell you, needing to pee is
Not a way to go.
I get that every 20 minutes.
Okay, in my sleep, needing to pee. How's that?
Yeah, okay.
That's not really
If you-
sports related, but okay. Extreme
It could be.
sleeping. Extreme sleeping.
There could be some sort of sleeping
Any-
sport.
Any national
don't know.
health ward in the country?
I see.
Anyway, moving swiftly
on,
on.
swiftly
Welcome
on.
to IT Stuff. With me in the studio, being slightly unfocused, are my two flight-proven boosters, Chris and She,
Hello.
ready to make a graceful landing at the end of the test flight. And I'm the one that's doomed to crash into the ocean, as I imagine, at 300
Spoiler
miles an
alert.
hour.
I don't know how to fly.
And trash the barge.
Oh,
Aporee,
like a
lol.
seagull.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like a Falcon Heavy that's almost but not quite,
Almost but not
had a
quite.
perfect day.
Oh, that was a live stream last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty flaming awesome.
So if you're interested in space flight and Mars and Elon Musk and Tesla, you can go onto YouTube and look at the SpaceX launch, and they have it every now and then live streaming. So that's really pretty awesome.
If
And-
you're also interested in aliens or conspiracies, you can also go on YouTube and discover what you need to know about those too.
And if you're really interested in wooden American engineers who are a little bit overweight with glasses trying to do media shows, again, you can go to the SpaceX YouTube feed and see exactly that. He bounced around last night. He got quite worked up.
You seem really excited about it too. You were doing the running commentary on the chats.
It's not everything you almost get to see something blow up live, is it?
I guess, but to be fair, I've never seen so many young people in a space station. You know?
Yeah, I did notice they had slight diversity problem with all those young male white engineers.
The previous ones I saw had more of a diverse people. set
Yeah,
of people.
okay, maybe they were a little bit too distracted to cheat and push all the diverse people in front
Possibly,
of the camera.
maybe the cameraman was having a bad day. I don't know.
Yeah, don't know. Anyway.
Right.
Anyway, moving
on.
on. What else have we got in the show today?
See, I see this thing, Natural Cycles, a birth control app in Sweden.
Oh, that was a bit of a scandal.
Ooh.
So the question is, I mean, like, you get all these apps in app stores, you know,
Yeah.
for whatever. What quality control is there on the damn things when somebody says, "Ooh, I'm a CERN physicist, retired, and this is my wife, and this is our natural childbirth rhythm method app."
Okay.
37 out of 668 attendances at this Swedish abortion clinic turned out to be people who'd been using this app and it had let them down.
Oh dear, that's the exact opposite of what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, so there you go. Moral of this story, be careful with those apps,
They
people.
should have just stuck to a biorhythms app,
I
like
was gonna
sensible
say.
people.
I was gonna say.
There
Might
you
as
go.
well. Biorhythms,
Yeah,
tarot,
you know.
astrology, you know.
Yeah, 2D10, you know, anything like that.
exactly.
We predict you won't be pregnant today. That's what you're looking for in
Yeah,
your horoscope.
Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah.
Ask me later. I have a headache. So that's bizarre. So what you should know is do not trust strange algorithms.
Oh dear. There's people get so worked up about algorithms.
I know, it's a dirty word. It's a dirty word.
Yeah, but you know, like if it's like sticking your finger in the air, isn't it?
No, if you're Mark Zuckerberg, you put the algorithm on a heated window. You know, that's how you write your algorithm for Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Very
that's
famous
much more
scene.
telegenic, yeah. I thought we'd have a little bit of ambience while we're here in the studio. Do you mind?
Can you guess where we are?
Where are we?
Oh, well, yeah, we might have a bit more about that later in the show.
Okay,
Do you
sure.
think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
Right. Moving on, we have Bitcoin news.
Oh, my.
Bitcoin is wonderful. You're not allowed to say anything bad against it because that's what makes it crash. So be very careful.
Well,
One
okay,
mean thing, and it's going down another $1,000.
It wasn't us that said anything bad about it, was it, do you think?
No.
I mean, we slagged it off like heck when it was $20,000.
Yeah.
And now it's sub...
About $20, something like
Yeah,
that.
it's sub 5,000, isn't it? It's a great way of losing 70% of your money.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what it costs now.
Yeah, that's what it's down to.
It's down
now.
to $5,000.
Something like that, yeah.
It was only last month. It was 16,000.
Yeah, that's when we didn't invest. So we've saved a lot of money by
That's
not investing.
so good. Great. That's great.
Yeah, we make serious money here, sat on our backsides, not touching Bitcoin.
That's how you
Quite
get
right.
rich.
There's been a couple of cryptocurrency heists as well. One of the old coins, I think, 400 million, just like that, nicked.
How do you... What?
Yeah.
I guess it costs nothing.
A lot of people use very bad passwords. That's the problem.
Oh, dear. Password.
Yeah.
Did you see the thing about Tether, the one that's supposed to be pegged to the price of the dollar?
Yeah.
No.
But I can't remember
Go
what
on
it
then.
was. I
What's it
remember
about?
something about it.
It's
Yeah,
tethered.
they were having it audited. I mean, this stuff, I mean, unless they have real dollars, like the Bank of England has real gold bars, unless they have real dollars, then you can't get your money back.
I don't even know what a dollar is. What is it? It's one of isn't that sort of a shell you find on the beach? Is that a dollar?
Yeah. I found cents
Sand
in
dollar.
me.
That's it.
Right, I found cents in me change as well, pretending to be pennies. It was really annoying. So yeah, it's all foreign muck, innit?
Oh, dear.
But yeah, they got the auditors in to prove that they really had $2 billion in dollars.
And did they?
Well, the auditors went very quiet and then wiped any reference to Tether and Bitfinex off of their page.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like an endorsement to me.
Yeah, of a bad sort of kind.
So shouldn't the contract be blockchain so you can see that they've deleted it?
It's not the crypto part that's the problem.
It's not the crypto
They're claiming
part that's
they've
the
got the money to
problem.
back it up. It's
It's all gonna be Pete Tong.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
All right, so that's it for Bitcoin news on today. Well, this month, anyways.
Tune in next month when we'll be mucking it a little bit more.
Ooh, exciting. So what's this? Strava and military bases.
Oh, didn't you see about that?
no.
Oh, it's all. Oh,
We've had a month off. We've just
You've
been
had a
sat
month
on the
off?
sofa in front of TVs.
You're making this
ignoring
new
the
game,
news.
aren't you? You're
We've just been ignoring the world for a month. That's what we've been doing.
Well, if you've been listening, you know that there was this fitness app. Oh, why am I doing all this?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I saw
that.
that. Yeah.
A fitness app?
Fitness app. Yeah. Well, you know how people on like military bases have to
Yeah.
run around?
Yes.
Well, they were doing it whilst being connected to this public fitness app that records their location.
Oh no.
So if you go into like the desert in like a war zone, all of the like brightly lit up areas with all the data, those may be military bases. We don't know.
Gosh. That's right.
Yeah.
They're not very good spies, are they? They won't make.
No. The fun thing is that the Americans were actually encouraging their troops to use this fitness app to get fit.
So they were encouraged to use it.
They were actually encouraged to use it.
I thought they were using it on the sly.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Soldier, I want to see you jog around this Syrian secret base with all your geolocation turned on and then post your personal best on Twitter. That's pretty much how it was.
Did it get problems where people would just sit somewhere and pretend they run a lap? Is that
You
it?
see, you're confusing these people with people like us.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, they're the kind of people that would,
I'll just program something that says I did this lap 10 times.
they're the kind of people that would listen to sport on a community radio
course.
station.
Military, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Obedience and discipline. We don't have either of those.
We got some Donkey Kong though.
Hey.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the next bit is actually World of Stuff.
Oh, right, okay. In that case, let us carefully announce the middle of the show. You are listening to... tell you what, I'll mute this for a second. Is that better? You are listening to IT Stuff on BCB Radio 106.6 FM. And various kinds of, like multimedia extravaganzas. We've got the website, we've got the YouTubes, we've got all sorts of stuff. There's the archive.org stuff, isn't there?
It's all there.
You've really made it when you're on archive.org.
Yeah.
Not really.
No, it's
They'll
free.
take anything, won't they?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Dear. And now it's time for World of Stuff.
Cool. So, World of Stuff. What do we have? I found Radio Aporee.
Radio Aporee.
I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I'm sure that's right. It's a project and a platform for the artistic research of concepts and practices related to sound, place, and spatial conditions.
Hurrah!
So basically, it's a map, and there's lots of points on it where people have done some field recordings. So you can listen to the surrounding area and what it sounds like. Where are we now?
We're at a lakeside in Huntsville, Texas, listening to some frogs.
Oh my gosh. That's what a frog sound like?
Are you sure it's not sheep?
Well, it says frogs here, yeah. So
I'm hearing sheep.
Is
Some
that,
sort
what,
of giant frog sheep. Is that what we're listening to?
is that what Kermit sounds like?
Okay, well, there's another 2 minutes 26 seconds of that. So perhaps shall I knock it on to something else?
Yeah. Something a bit soothing. Or not.
Right, so let me take you to Utena in Lithuania, where we're listening to the sound of the wind in some reeds.
Wow. That's quite windy.
Do they have any wind in the willows?
Ooh, I don't know what kind of wind. That's not where I usually get wind.
It's great. I think it's dedicated to field recording, phonography, and the art of listening, basically. So you yourself can upload sounds if you wanted to. So you can log in and talk to the moderator and send them your recordings. And obviously, there's an art of recording sound. You need to get a good mic, and all those gubbins, the condenser mics, or I don't know. I guess that's about it, isn't it?
And then you have to go out into the world.
Well,
I'm not too happy
that's
with.
part of the process. Ooh.
Oh my god. I'm sorry about that. That's apparently the wake-up call in a youth hostel in Corniglia, wherever Corniglia is.
I've no
This is
idea.
what happens when you get a random sound. Okay, I'll go for another random one. Sorry about that. Oh my word. Right, this is something going on in Bucharest.
Ooh.
Maybe a drummer performance. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Recycling, emptying the bins, maybe.
Sounds like pipes. Sounds like pipes.
Yeah, okay. How about an airport?
They'll be quite noisy as well.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, the
No,
baggage
it could-
pickup
oh,
in,
okay.
in Berlin,
Interesting.
Terminal C.
Interesting. They'll be quite.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a bit more soothing.
Wow.
Oh, hang on. How about the? Oh, this is much nicer. Right.
Sound of nature.
It's a song thrush in Plymouth.
Ah.
Ah.
Where were we at the start of the show? The one you started playing
Yeah.
first?
Well,
You
I don't know.
remember?
That
you
was
didn't even remember.
Aw.
It's a mystery now. We're
It
never going to
is.
know.
Yeah, but what happens when I press the random button? I can't. You want me to go back?
No, it sounded like a plate that has been spinning on a table for some reason.
Anyway, it's pretty awesome. You can also browse it. You don't have to just press the random button, although that's fun. You can also browse it on Google Maps as well, and you get these throbbing red discs, don't
Yeah,
you?
you do.
It's quite...
It's a huge global map, you know. It's a globe. And then you just move around with it's how you...
Okay, tell you what. Think of a place.
That's hard.
Hull.
Oh,
Really?
no.
Really?
All right, if you really want all.
Okay, let's see if there's any.
Right, hang
there
on.
are any field recordings in Hull. That would be interesting.
I'm going to have to zoom in again now.
You'll never find it.
You'll never
I'll
find
never
it.
find it. Oh, yeah, it's a funny thing. You're right, though. There's only 13 things to choose from in the whole of Hull.
That's not bad. At least
Yeah,
that's.
okay.
A lot happening. A lot happening in
Yeah.
Hull.
Yeah, so this is... Ooh. These are ropes straining on the Arctic Corsair boat back in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, on the historic Arctic Corsair icebreaker. That's a thing in all, by the
It's
look
not
of it.
really something you want to hear in terms after icebreaker. The icebreaker's coming. It's historic. It's not a...
Well.
Well, there we are. So, while all this is going on, let me introduce you to our brand new roving reporter, Syed, who we really ought to try and drag him into the studio sometime.
Yes, please.
Who has been carrying out an interview with Solidaritech.com.
Oh, Solidaritech.
Yeah, there. I'll let them explain it all for you. So over to you, Syed.
My name is Ajam. In the studio, we've got Ben from Solidaritech. I'm going to be interviewing him today. So how are you, Ben?
Not bad at all. This fine sunny day.
Sunny. It was
For a
raining.
change.
It was raining when I came in. So I'll just be asking you some questions about Solidaritech, which is where you work. Is that right?
Yeah, it's something that we set up last year, at the back end of last year, just to essentially kick something on that we've been doing for about 18 months now, which is providing technology to asylum seekers and refugees.
Oh, that's great. Okay, can I just ask you where you're located, so for the audience?
Okay, so we're located in the centre of Bradford. We're overlooking City Park between the Alhambra and the Media Museum in Glide House, which is, I guess you could call it a business centre, event space, bar, coffee bar, that sort of stuff. So yeah, Glide House, if probably most people know it, is opposite the ice rink.
Yeah, in case you don't know this, I'm just going to give you the postcode. So it's BD50BQ.
It is, yeah.
Yes, so that's good. How does this work, Solidaritech?
Okay, so essentially the company that I run is a digital media agency. We do design and that kind of stuff. But I think probably about 3 or 4 years ago, we started to get 1 or 2 clients that were in the business of supporting asylum seekers and refugees. And over time, we've kind of worked with more clients from that area. And one of the things that's just a recurring theme is that a lot of these people have no access to technology. So essentially for a little while we've been kind of repairing laptops and kind of wiping them and giving them to people, you know, kind of old laptops that are very gummed up, and we've been kind of putting new operating systems on and passing them out to people, and we've done, you know, kind of tens so far. So I think we're probably on sort of the 30s somewhere, to give you some idea of scale. But what we've noticed is that demand has always outstripped supply in that sort of stuff. stuff. That technology has become more and more crucial and kind of integral in people's lives, and a lot of these people just don't have access to have the technology they need to do what they need to do to get on in life, and no one's providing them. We've got a very big digital by default agenda in government at the moment. Just everyday life is a lot more kind of digitally focused that we've seen over the last 10 years. So essentially what we've done is we've pulled together the people involved and constituted as a CIC, as a community interest company, with the goal of essentially doing it on a larger scale for people to kind of match some of that demand.
So this is really good for poor people, really.
Yeah, I think some of the poorest and most vulnerable people in our society are refugees and asylum seekers. And I think it's something that over time we want to kind of roll out a little bit further to people. But really at the moment, the big need is there. I'm come from a poor background myself, single parent family, inner city kid, mum worked 2 jobs. The only thing that gave me the prospect and the chance of a career was having the access to technology and the sacrifices that my mum, when I was a kid, gave to, kind of give me access to, simple things like, a Commodore 64 or an early Mac or something like that. It made a massive difference to me, got me interested in technology, and every job that I've got since then has been about my ability with technology. It's a massive a little bit of a competitive advantage that these people need to get. And I mean, when people think about refugees and asylum seekers, they've got quite a lot of negative connotations to that. But a lot of these people that have come here are, architects, doctors, academics, all of this kind of stuff. Is a really complicated mix and why they're here. And a lot of the times we are seeing people who are professionally qualified people that don't have the means to convert their qualifications from back home into British standard qualifications. So we've enabled, for instance, someone who's a human rights lawyer back in Sudan to actually sort of convert their degree over here. I mean, he's done that all on his own, but we've given him the access to technology that he needs to do that just by setting him up with a laptop, and a fairly decent, quick run-in laptop will get someone through the degree course and help them, become economically productive members of society and, actually help people. We've had other students that we're helping do degrees that are doing psychology. And there are other professional people that we're giving technology to that are just really helping them get access to, the mainstream of British society. And we want to roll that out to as many people as possible. I believe that, technologies have got a great democratising effect, but if you lock people out of democracy, then it's useless.
Yeah. So basically, you're helping everybody who needs technology and they just can't afford it, and to get into university or whatever they want, and just.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I don't think that we're evangelical about the sort of things that we're trying to help people to do. Mm-hmm. It's more that access to technology. The thing is, for the first time in human existence, access to all human learning is out there online. So it's not so much giving people a book; it's giving someone a key to. The Great Library of Alexandria, for instance. That there's so much learning opportunities out there, and really, the best of migrant communities are that they come here with nothing and they show some gumption and they show some aptitude, and they're self-starters. My family came over from Ireland 2 or 3 generations ago and did exactly the same sort of thing. And really what you just want is giving people the same sort of access that everyone else enjoys. So people might be able to buy a sort of a cheap laptop, but if you're on kind of £30-something a week is just what a sort of a refugee or asylum seeker might get, then that money goes on food, that money goes on rent, that money goes on transport, that money goes on getting to home office appointments to sort out your immigration status. That's not money spare to go and buy a laptop with. So we're trying to give people that access to technology, and it's not just laptops, it's desktops and tablets and phones and all of that sort of stuff. It's just that laptops are easier, cheaper and quicker to work with and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So how do you repair them?
Generally speaking, there's 2 types of machines that we get in. There's a machine that someone doesn't know what to do with because it's just essentially broken.
Right.
And we'll diagnose that. We've got IT professionals. I'm a design guy, really. You know, that's sort of my thing. But Chris, who I work with, who some people might know as Techie Fairy, she'll diagnose a machine. You know, she'll work out whether the screen's broke or hard drive's fried, or if it's just the battery's knackered or something like that, and we'll get them back up to speed for that. You know, we've been doing this for a while and paying sort of out of our own pocket to get these machines reconditioned, because quite often it's something fairly simple. You know, if the hard drive's absolutely fried, then it's going to need a new hard drive. But if it's just something where it's a loose connection somewhere, we'll get it up and connected. But I think the main thing of how we work with the stuff is to take old machines and wipe them completely, so the data of anyone that's donating to us is you know, completely safe and secure and disposed of, and we issue certificates to that effect and all of that sort of thing. And then we install a new operating system on top of it. So we'll use something like Linux, which, you know, a flavour of Linux can be so much more lightweight than Windows with all the Hewlett-Packard bloatware and 6 drivers for everything and all of that kind of thing. So, you know, a machine that's sort of 8 to 10 years old that just was unsustainable in its, you know, usual life with the old operating system on it suddenly becomes, you know, whip sharp because it hasn't got all that stuff on it.
Definitely.
So we can do a lot with old technology, but we need the technology to do that. So, you know, we formed Solidaritech to not only solicit donations from individuals, but also to solicit donations from companies and to get them working with us from CSR. You know, we've got a big tech scene in West Yorkshire. It's really, really crucial. We've got a big tech scene in Manchester as well, which is just, you know, it's a long time in terms of getting the train, but, you know, as the crow flies, it's no time at all to get over to that side of things. So we really want to work with companies that have spare technology to securely wipe their stuff, you know, even swap out the hard drive if they're dealing with sensitive data and they're worried about that kind of stuff. And we really want them to help us, you know, kind of use something that essentially be landfill, will be waste that they're just going to send to recycle it for some good rather than just to recycle it for the environmental good. We want to kind of bring the social good into it, which, you know, it's still the environmental good as well, but it's just doing that a little bit more.
So that is Solidaritech.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a website which is www.solidaritech.com.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and Google that if you want, if you don't know how to spell that.
It's kind of like solidarity, but you just replace the tech with a T. We've noticed it's quite a tongue twister for some people. I think, you know, it's a bit of a little pun there, but really we just want to, you know, kind of have something that's quick and pithy and memorable.
Yeah,
I did say pithy.
You also have Twitter where you can tweet you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's Solidaritech on Twitter. It's Solidaritech with an underscore after it because someone got there before us on that one. Twitter's been around a little while, but yeah.
So getting in touch with you is really, really easy.
Yeah, I mean, we want to make it as easy as possible. We're not necessarily somewhere that you could drop in because we want to understand the technology that you want to be able to donate a little bit, but we do pickups for people who can't get into the middle of town. Since we launched last month, we've had people offer us technology from London, from Swindon, from Oxford, from Coventry, from Dudley, people from Newcastle, and someone as well from Glasgow. So what I think we're going to have to do is work out the logistic challenge of that, and it might just be me, you know, kind of hitting the motorway with a boot full of laptops and that sort of stuff. You know, it'll be that sort of arrangement. But yeah, what we want to do is make touch with people, see what they've got to donate, see how we can kind of get that all worked out. I think we're sitting on about the offer of about 45 donated machines at the moment as well, which is really great. But yeah, make contact with us. Ask if you can get something donated. We're more than happy to pick it up. You know, it's actually hard to securely get rid of your technology nowadays without worrying about data and all of that sort of stuff. So we'll clean your data for you. We'll give you a certificate to say it's been cleaned. It's securely wiped. It's not even using the same operating system, so you know that data's well stocked away and gone. And so it's an easy way to get rid of your technology and also a way to do social good as well.
Okay, thank you, Ben, for having an interview.
No problem at all.
Right, so that was a very interesting interview. That's awesome that it's based here in Bradford. If you do have any computers or laptops, if you want to, you know, donate for a good cause, for a great cause, then please do get in touch with solidaritech.com
Sorry about that. This is Commercial Street in Leeds. We're now listening to.
By the way, if you want to have a listen on the strange field recordings and soundscapes, you can go to aporee.org/maps. So aporee.org/maps.
And this is a station in Chiai City in Taiwan.
Interesting. Nice.
Well, outside the station, it says.
It sounds just like everywhere else.
It's the outside world. We don't know what it sounds like.
Oh, dear.
Could be anywhere.
All right.
So, I suppose we should plug the Coder Dojo.
Yes, there is a Coder Dojo on the 24th of February.
You can see it at, what's the GitHub site again?
That will be bradford-coderdojo.github.io.
Where you can see a lot of people who should know better dabbing.
Oh dear.
Yes.
It's a very rare photo of all of us, well, without me in it. But
Yeah, there's an awesome group picture there of
Yeah.
people who should know better.
Also on the 23rd and the 24th of February, it is a Game Blast, which is basically an event where you can raise some money to make gaming exclusive for everyone. So it's by a charity called Special Effect, which makes special controllers for people who can't use their limbs like normal people do. So if you're
fantastic.
wheelchair bound or you can't move your hands properly, or you don't have arms, you can still play games. So it's by the William Merritt Center, which is in Leeds. So all you have to do is Google Game Blast 18 and you should get and see live streaming 24 hours of gamers just live streaming games, and you can donate if you want to.
Sounds great. This, by the way, is somebody using a metal detector somewhere in Poland.
That sounds familiar, the metal detector sound.
Yeah.
How do we know if they find anything?
I think
Well, I
you will
suppose so.
hear
Look,
joyful
Yeah.
happy,
sounds.
clapping.
Yeah.
Digging noises. Do you want to hear a snowstorm in Berlin?
Oh, yes. Sounds like the wind in Lithuania.
That just sounds like outside.
This is more depressing than I thought.
Oh, dear.
Okay, never mind. Right, well, I'll stop that then because that's a bit distracting. Thank you very much indeed for another awesome edition of IT Stuff. Perhaps a little bit more ambient than usual.
Yeah.
So we leave you with a shout out to our new celebrity stalker. Yes, we've got a celebrity stalker,
Hooray.
none other than world famous most hated man in tech, Dal McBride of the SCO group, who's been doing a little bit of trolling on a stock board. Bless him.
Wow. Congratulations.
So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stuff about sport earlier on, Dal, because that's your thing, isn't it? Sport. Little things, eh? So we'll leave you now with dedicated to you, Dal McBride, out there in Utah. We dedicate today's closing music to you.
Ta-da!
Bye.
How long do I give this before I just turn it off?